My little sister, who's attending Penn State currently, pulled me aside a couple of days ago and asked me what would be the best credit cards for her since she's currently a college student. So, just like a great brother that I am, right away I thought this is a great video idea, so I turned around, walked away, and started making my research. So Liz, if you're watching, this one's for you. Let's go. Welcome back to Tito's Financial Corner, where we talk about credit cards, points and miles, as well as travel. Today, we're going to be covering the best credit cards for college or university students. This is a pivotal time for these individuals to start creating their own credit, just because right after college or university, it is when they start into the real world. And by real world, I mean getting into their first big job, meaning that they're going to start bringing in real income, which would then turn into them wanting to get a car, a home, or an apartment. So for that, you would need to have a good credit score. So since you're currently in those building years, in those college years, this would be the best time for you to start building up your credit. And the best way to do that is to have multiple lines of credit, including credit cards. So today, we're just going to go over some credit cards that I believe would be a best fit for those college students. Now, there might be some that I might be missing, and if that is the case, please let me know down in the comments below which credit cards you believe should be on this list. Now, before we get on to the list, there's a couple of rules that you should consider keeping in the back of your head as you are applying for credit cards and as you are going through your credit journey. The first one is that you should treat your credit card like a debit card, meaning that you will not be spending anything more than what's available on your savings account or your checking account. This way, you will make sure that you don't ever owe on a month-to-month basis, or you carry your balance over from one month to the other, just because that would mean that you would start paying interest on your balance, which would then negate any of the points or any of the cash back that you would get from using these credit cards. So again, just make sure you use your credit card like a debit card. Next, please, whatever you do, never miss a payment. Even if you can only make the minimum payment, please make sure you do that. Again, you are brand new to building history, so any negative marks, like missing a payment, would make a huge impact in your credit journey at the moment. So again, never miss a payment. Also, please make sure that your credit utilization is less than 30%. If possible, make sure it's between 5 to 10% if at all possible, but otherwise, make sure you don't use over 30% of your credit availability. The reason that this is important is that this would show future lenders that you know how to carry credit and that you are responsible when making payments, as well as not maxing out your credit cards, which again would be a big hit, especially if you are brand new to building credit. The first credit card is the Discover It Student Cashback Card. There is no annual fee on this credit card, and one nice little niche on this credit card is that it does not require you to have a credit score. So again, this would be a great credit card to get if you want to get an unsecured credit card. Unlike secured credit cards where you would have to put up the specific balance for the financial institution to give you a credit limit for that same balance, with an unsecured credit card, you do not have to put up any collateral or any cash in advance. The multipliers on this credit card is you would get 5% back on rotating quarterly categories. For the first quarter of 2023, those categories would be grocery stores, drugstores, as well as streaming services. So again, as a student, you're probably not going to be out there making large transactions. So these categories would be useful for you to get some cash back. And then you would get 1% back on all other transactions. The welcome bonus on this credit card is a cash back match, meaning that Discover will match the amount of cash back that you receive at the end of your first year. So whether that's $50 or $100, Discover would give you the exact same amount at the end of your first year, which again is a great bonus specifically for a student credit card. The next card is the Capital One Savor One Student Cash Rewards Credit Card. There is no annual fee on this credit card, and the multipliers on this credit card is you would get 3% back on dining, 3% back on entertainment, 3% back on streaming services, 3% back on grocery stores, and 1% back on all other transactions. Right off the bat, you see that this credit card offers some amazing multipliers for your normal everyday credit card. What student is not going to be out and about shopping, whether that's at a grocery store to get your groceries for the week, or just out and about with your friends having a nice meal? Again, you would be getting 3% back on all those transactions. And if you're paying for your Netflix account, for whatever reason, you would also get 3% back on those purchases. Other multipliers that are available on this credit card are 5% back on any auto rentals that you book directly through the Capital One travel portal. And you would also get 8% back on any purchases that you book through the Capital One Entertainment. The welcome bonus on this credit card is $50 back after spending $100 on this credit card for the first 3 months. The next credit card on the list is the Chase Freedom Student Card. It offers a no annual fee, just like the previous cards. And also, the multipliers on this credit card is you would get 1% back on all of your purchases. I know. Please don't just throw this credit card away. After going through the Capital One credit cards, I know that 1% seems like a low ball offer. And in some ways it is. But there are some good highlights that this credit card would offer you. First one is it would offer you an annual anniversary credit of either $20 or 2,000 Ultimate Rewards points. And as we cover on this channel, Ultimate Reward points are some of the most valuable points just because of the flexibility as well as the ability to just save up your points to transfer them to any transfer partner with a different credit card. But again, you could just cash them out for $20 on an annual basis, but you could also start saving up and building up your UR points. Another nice little perk that this credit card has is that after making 5 consecutive payments on it, the credit card would automatically increase the limit in the first 10 months that you have this credit card, meaning that without having to pull your credit all over again, Chase would automatically increase the limit on your credit card. So again, not the best multipliers, but these are some great perks to have on a credit card. And the last part is that this would start building your relationship with Chase. As we noted earlier, Ultimate Reward points are some of the most valuable points, specifically when we start getting into the Chase Freedom cards, the Chase Sapphire cards, as well as the Chase Ink cards. Well, the best way to make sure that you give yourself the best opportunity to be approved for those cards is to start building a relationship with Chase. If you have a positive and a good relationship with Chase, starting out with their Chase Freedom Student Card, you would have less of a hassle of getting approved for the other credit cards down the line. So with that said, those are 3 great credit card options that are available specifically for college students. Again, this would not offer you the best rewards, even though the Savor One credit card from Capital One does compete very well in this market. But otherwise, these credit cards are tools to help you grow throughout your credit journey so that once you're ready to move on to the adult versions of these credit cards, you would have less of a hassle of getting approved. So, with that said, if you found any information useful on this video, please consider hitting that subscribe button as well as that like button. I hope to see you in the next one. Adios.